Cody is going to be our DM today, and he has come up with an adventure yesterday, changing it from his original idea. We're doing this for somebody's birthday, so we thought we would switch it up.
Whose birthday?
Like the biggest loser in the group, so.
Happy birthday.
That's right, it's DJ's birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Birthday.
Happy birthday, dear Gabby.
Gabby!
Happy birthday to you.
Jamie.
Good job. Thanks for being you. Yeah.
Aw.
Thanks for being around.
Can't help it.
She could have been someone else, but whatever.
I guess I will enter this with a little bit of a message, like an alert. This campaign was created last 24 hours, changing it from my actual idea that I had fleshed out a whole world. So, anything that happens, just give me a little bit of some leeway on it. We'll make it work.
No.
Also, we're gonna play it fast and loose. So we're gonna have a good time there. We're gonna have a fun time. I'm actually really excited for this new campaign that we're gonna do. So we'll just see how you guys approach what you're doing. And let me ask you guys first before we get started, really quickly. All of your characters, do you guys want to know each other and have done any kind of adventuring before, or is this the first time you guys are all meeting up in this world?
I probably know Carly's character from around town. He's that town guy that I have seen around town but never talked to, so I know who he is. And then, but I don't know anything about DJ and Lou's characters, so I don't know.
My guy knows nothing of anybody's. No.
No one knows you? Okay.
Yeah, my guy's pretty much a loner, but not by choice.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys all find yourselves after a long, hard day of adventuring and finishing up the errands and whatever quests you may have been on at the local pub in the town of Stonewood. Yeah. So you guys find yourself in this pub, and you have had a long, hard day of doing whatever it is you're doing, drinking, partying, adventuring, whatever. And you guys have all wound up there. This is the local, basically, hub of the town where everyone goes for information and parties. They like to party. And you guys find yourself there, and it's pretty hustle and bustle, just a normal day. And you've all arrived roughly around the same time and are all chilling at the bar, literally in a row. So I will flip it over to you guys, and I will take it up with the bartender, who approaches DJ. Hello.
Me?
What's your name?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Would you like a pint of ale?
Yeah. My name is Rhaegar.
Pouring
And I would
one out
like
for you.
all the ale. Rhaegar is a 6'8", 335-pound dragonborn. He ex soldier. Not because he's AWOL or anything, just because he served and he's trying to find something else to do with his life that isn't all war and glory, stuff like that. 10 gold I will spend getting ale.
Oh! He's just pouring you 4 glasses of ale, throwing it down. He looks down the bar. How about yous?
Well, apparently
I
that
wish
guy
to-
took all the eggs. Oh.
Oh, there's plenty more where that came from.
What?
No, you're, so Rhaegar. Oh, I can put it on the tab. Yeah.
Oh, he's got
Hello?
a tab? I'm gonna use his tab. I heard him. He got 10 gold, huh? Pretty rich.
What's your name?
I'm a little gnome. He's about 3 feet high, 3 feet tall, and he can't make it on the stool, so he's kicking the dragonborn. You are facing great Umris. I'm from far away, very far away. Hey, by the way, big guy, can you help me out? That stool is pretty high. I can't. I can't make it.
No problem. Come here, little man.
The bartender looks down a little further at the bar at Trevior and Blake. And, oh, hello, what would you both like as well to drink? Yeah?
Can I get like a pina colada?
No. I'll get you some air, though. And so
I don't.
Is that the one with the umbrellas? I love those.
He stops, grabs a little like twig, throws it in it, and slides it down the bar to you.
Broken umbrella. I let it go and it slips off the bar.
Oh, somebody's paying for that.
Yeah, that guy with the gold.
I have a tab.
Blake is she's 21. She has dark skin and bright blonde hair, and she's just very youthful, and she seems to have her nose in a book studying over magics.
As the drink falls off the edge, it splashes by Trevior's feet. Oh, hello, would you like the ale too? So it's pouring one out for Trevior. As he's pouring Trevior, would you
Trevior is an excellent, most valuable member of the party. Yep, totally. He's the fattest half elf you'll ever see in your life. An excellent, talented bard. Has a duck named James, and that's really the most important thing. He's fabulous, bushy, pretty tall, pretty fat, not good at a lot of stuff.
Or anything,
time,
really.
As you're given a little bit, the bartender who you see the name tag says Larvis. So he cranks it and slips you one down. Thanks. Goodbye. And he walks straight out the bar, just leaves. As this happens, as he walks out, everyone just kind of looks and is like, Larvis, what? Two people walk into the bar, and they look like they're looking for someone. And then they look around, they see all five of you over at the bar.
There's five of us?
And
I guess the duck.
Four of you.
The duck.
The duck, yeah. All four of you over at the bar, and they start making their way toward you. One approaches, it is a man and a woman. A dragonborn cleric and a normal-looking human dude. And the human dude approaches in between you all, and he says, hey, are you guys... And then he just reads off your names. Rhaegar, the Great Humris, is that right? Blake and...
Humris.
Humris. Yeah, okay. Blake and Trevior.
Who's asking?
Oh, jeez. He looks flustered that you don't already know. And then the dragonborn next to him jolts him with an elbow, and she says, Richard, just be a little bit, a little bit more kind, a little bit more upfront. I'm sorry, we're here on behalf of Lord Gareth Crestwood. You all know Lord Gareth Crestwood from 90% of your quests and anything you've been out on. He has had something to do with. He's the big boy in town.
Like a quest giver kind of guy?
Kind of, yeah.
He's
the town's mayor, and everything rolled in one. Everyone goes to him for basically any kind of big job that needs done. He finds people, and so on and so forth. He is a very, very rich boy.
Would Rhaegar find this dragonborn cleric attractive? Because
roll
now
me
he's...
Roll me a d20 and we'll find out. Roll me that heat. Nope. I mean, she is, but you don't. You just find her.
What about the human guy?
Most definitely. Richard's looking great.
Richard's got a handlebar.
Richard looks up and says, Riley, okay, well, look, Lord Gareth requests all of you at his humble estate. He says it's urgent. If you guys could just follow us, I'd appreciate it. I know you're having a fun time. You're drinking.
Rhaegar instantly gets up and is like, "All right, let's go," because he's antsy and just wants something to do.
Blake probably knows this guy from town. She knows he's a good guy, so she'll probably go.
I was banned from that house several parties ago, but I'm in.
Hummus.
Hey, big guy, you forgot about me. Come back, put me down.
Hey, I'm
Put
coming.
me down.
I just pick him up and like put him under my arm.
You're garbage over.
I'm sorry.
So you all go with Riley and Richard?
Yeah.
Okay, so you stroll out of the pub, and Richard says, well, as I'm sure you all know, his just ginormous mansion is pretty much right at the edge of town. We're going to head there, and he wants us to all meet in that. Just follow us. So you guys proceed to go to his estate. About like a 10-minute walk from where you are, you guys all get there, and this place is huge. Like, whenever I say, like, think of like a mansion, like a big giant castle, like just huge walls, like it looks like it'd be like a 3 or 4 story building. And you guys are guided through the very front, and are waiting in like the front of this building almost looks like a lobby. Like there's a giant set of stairs going up through the doors, and it's just beautiful. And in front of you all, you see a group of, how many people are there? It's a lot. 1, 2.
Do they have name tags?
4. You know what? They don't yet. We'll go there. There are 6 people standing around this. You all notice this. You don't have to roll for it. There's a giant pillar with a chest on it, and there's like a dome of light shining on it. And no one, like everyone's looking at it, but no one seems to be touching it or anything. And a very nice looking.
Walk up to it.
Oh, okay. You do, yeah. You walk right up to it.
Oh, and I open it.
Whenever your hand goes to touch it, a column of light appears around it, and you get blasted back like 5 feet. You don't take any damage, but you get just thrown back.
Ah! What a rush!
A very nicely dressed butler comes up and says, "Yes, that no one can access. We'll fill you in. Hello, my name is Craig Pemberton."
Craig.
Lord Gareth has invited you all here to have the fanciest of dinners, and you'll find out why we're all here very shortly. If you would all just wait here, I will be back to summon you to the table. And he just leaves. Just
Great,
like,
love waiting, Craig.
completely walks away.
Craig, you sound like you had better days, man.
Yeah, no, goodbye.
Craig, are you okay? Who hurt you?
Yes.
What's going on, Craig? You know. Hey,
Let's do
down.
the adventure of Craig's childhood. Let's do that.
I want to hear it. What's your story, Craig?
A little too dark for this.
I must leave. And he just,
Craig,
he just
go.
walks through you guys away through 2 sets of doors. Let me explain this room to you guys real quick.
Do it.
So there, like I said, there are 6 people along with you 4 in this room. They're all kind of over by the column with the chest on it. And in this room, it's a very large room with, like I said, a large set of stairs going upward to the 2nd story, and then 2 sets of doors on either side to your right and left. And just beautiful marble floors. Like everything around is just stunning to look at. And one of the people from the group of 6 approaches you. Howdy, y'all. What brings you? Oh, he approaches you, and he looks like he's had a little bit to drink.
Everyone
what
has a
brings you
character
guys
voice.
here?
There's no like normal humans in this town.
There's nothing. No one's normal.
Nope. What brings you all doing here now?
Here and now? We don't know.
Yeah,
We don't know
what?
yet.
Actually, everyone make me a history check.
No.
Uh,
Oh, no, that's
I don't
not
remember
bad.
5 minutes ago. Let me see if I do.
Trevior and Humorous, you guys both realize that this is the town drunk, basically. He's
I live here.
he, he looks at you guys and then looks down, throws on a name tag. As you guys can see, there's a nice little like stand with everyone's name on it, and your guys' names are there too. And he says, "Oh, I didn't grab my name tag. You want to throw this name tag on me? Oh, who are you guys?"
What's his name tag say?
His name says Reginald Presley III. Yeah, oh yeah, it says Reginald. You can just call me Reggie for short. I don't know why they put my fancy name on there. I don't.
Wait,
Oh,
what about Reg?
geez.
Can I call you Reg? Can I call you Reg?
You can call me whatever you want, man.
Can I just call
don't-
you Art?
You look like a Reg.
Yeah, you want to call me like Jeepers? You can call me.
What about
Wait,
Chris?
Creeper.
I want to call you
Listen,
Chris.
Stephanie.
Tell you what, you can call me whatever you got. Any ale, maybe a little bit of that booze. I haven't had anything to drink for like 2 days.
I slip him like a flask.
As soon as you slip him that flask, 2 other people come over, and one of them grabs it away and says, "Reggie, you shouldn't be drinking. I'm sorry. Hi, my name is Daisy Moon. I see you guys have been invited here.
Lovely, Daisy.
Daisy Moon is a half elf. She's a beautiful half elf, and she looks to have on the clothing that like a ranger would normally have. And with her is a giant ogre, who you see on his name tag says Frederick Duncan. He looks to be wearing some. You can't really get a gauge on exactly what he is. Like he looks to be, he could be a fighter, maybe a cleric, maybe a paladin,
With a
something
nat
like.
20?
Oh, and that okay. You notice that he seems to have some kind of presence about him that he might be able to sling some spells.
Got it.
So Frederick and Daisy come over, and she pulls the flask away. Says, "How many times do I have to tell you this, Reggie? I'm sorry, guys. I'm Daisy. Name tags. I don't even know why we have to wear these. But yeah, I guess we're all here. I don't kind of hope it's because of that. Like I don't know what's in it, but it seems pretty cool."
Mm-hmm.
And Frederick. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. What do you guys do?
I'm Rhaegar, and I want to make it clear that the Rhaegar the whole time is looking at this ogre in front of him, just sizing him up, not like intimidating, but just
Yeah.
because he looks like he's a
You
challenge.
guys are actually pretty close. He's actually a little smaller than you, but you guys are pretty beefy in stature. He's a pretty big ogre.
Small? What?
Yeah.
Not than you.
Man.
Not you.
Frederick. Hey, nice to
How's
meet you,
it-
mate. You look like a sweet fella. I extend a hand to Frederick, like a tiny hand, like a baby hand.
He like extends kindly. Yeah. Nice to meet you. If you guys want, you can come over and join our little group over here. That we're I don't know. And he just walks away.
Bye, Fred.
Daisy's like, I'm really sorry for Fred. He doesn't talk much. I told him to come over with me to introduce himself. Oh, so I see that you guys are the last ones to arrive. Maybe we can get this dinner party started.
How could you possibly know that, Daisy?
Well, there was only 4 more name tags on the pedestal, but
I didn't take
It's
a
okay,
name
you could-
tag, so...
oh, I'm sorry. There are only 1 more name tag on
Yeah,
the pedestal.
And my name, and I just grab a
Wait.
Sharpie and I'm like, yes,
Oh.
Carl! And I just write it on my shirt upside down.
Okay, Carl.
Mm. Don't assume things. It
what-
makes an ass of you and me, so how about that? Check yourself, Daisy.
Oh my.
No, I'm just kidding. That's my name. I just slapped my name tag on.
Okay.
I put mine on my great axe.
All right. Just presenting your.
No, its name is also Rhaegar.
Oh, nice.
I let James do mine.
She puts it on her duck.
The duck. Okay.
But it's like the sticky name tag, so when you peel it off, it's like, "Rah, rah." It's great. I'm uncomfortable.
Umaris takes
I've
the
never heard Jinx.
he takes the name tag, but the name tag's way too big, so he puts it on his bag. Way too big for Umaris.
Oh no.
Okay. So you guys all get your name tags set, and you walk over to the group, and Reggie joins you. Fred's already over there. Daisy's there, and Richard and Riley. Richard's like, "All right, guys, this is where I actually leave. I don't have a name tag. Bye."
Goodbye, exposition
walks-
NPC.
Goodbye. I just walks out the door. And Riley looks and says, "Well, I guess I don't have a name tag either." And she, just as she's about to leave, Craig comes over and says, "Actually, you're more than welcome to stay." And he gives her a name tag. and
So,
says, about 10 minutes left before the dinner, and he just walks back away.
Not Richard though. F that guy. That guy, get out of here.
So you guys go over to the now large group that has formed, and you can see two people left in it. One, you look at the name tag and see Emily Weston. She seems like she's a beautiful elf, but she seems very mysterious. She has like her hood up and just kind of acting weird, acting a fool in the group. And you see the last person, Thomas Crowley, who has these really cool robes just chilling there. Thomas steps up and says, "So you guys know what's going on here?
Nope.
Any of you guys? Why were you guys invited here too?
Hopefully, a great battle.
It's a crummy appetizer.
Yeah, where's the ladies with the trays and stuff?
Yeah, they said that we get a lot of food here in a minute. Hopefully they'll get something." And Emily, the rogue, steps forward and just pulls back on Thomas, doesn't say a word, and just kind of like backs up. And you just see Thomas like, "Oh, okay." So now you're all awkwardly standing, very silent in this large circle.
Rhaegar has tried to grab the chest 5 times by now.
Oh, every time you get just
Yeah,
from
I
that.
figured.
Every single time.
I keep trying.
Yeah.
You
Riley
being
notices
stupid.
this.
Let Umaris show you how it's done.
Oh, yes.
Tiny Gnome steps in.
Yes.
So the gnome
Yes,
goes over
yes.
and tries to
He
get in?
tries to, first of all, he tries to do an Arcana check to see if there's anything he knows about this.
Yeah, roll it.
Is that possible?
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty great roll.
You know that it's magic. Don't know exactly what kind or what school, but it's pretty. You do also realize it's very strong. Some very strong magic's afoot.
Umaris is going to cast a tiny illusion for an open chest, just as if he had opened it.
Okay. Rhaegar, what do you do
Haha!
in response?
You're such a strong little man. What was in there?
It's a secret.
All right.
It's the knowledge of all. I know everything now. How to open chest. I want to cast a mage hand and tickle Rhaegar.
Yeah, you just start tickling.
I didn't know I'd be this uncomfortable this soon. Like, new record.
You guys see Craig come back out and says, "Yes, the dinner's served. Please follow
Yes,
me."
thank you. Oh gosh.
You guys are all directed into the room to the left of the giant stairwell. As you guys go in, you notice a long rectangular table with just like a smorgasbord of stuff on there, man. There's just like everything that any kind of food that you would like is just on that table, like everything.
Nice.
And Craig invites you in, and please have a seat. Sit wherever you like, just not with the seat on the end, please. There's one seat at the
Trivia.
very end of the table.
Trivia looks up and squints.
And a seat for James.
He's like a baby high chair.
I need a high chair for my child.
If there's a pig roast on there, I literally pick up the whole thing and start eating.
I ask you to not dive in. Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to ask you to just put the roast down, sir. Sir
put it
Rhaegar.
down.
Oh, thank you. Mr. Gareth will be in shortly. If you could all just not get into shenanigans, I would appreciate it. Could everyone make me a perception check, just real swift?
12.
Swiftly.
All these
Okay.
ones today.
Wow, Rhaegar, you of all people, huh?
He's
So,
not distracted by the roast anymore, so.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Rhaegar, you notice that around this room, there's like a bunch of just really nice like weapons and like it's like a freaking armory in this here dining room. Just like swords mounted on the walls everywhere, like bows, arrows, like just it almost seems like this guy was like a big hunter of sorts. Like there's animal heads on the wall, like it's crazy stuff. Everyone else, like you guys can see it, but like it's not as noticeable to you.
This better not be the most
As it is
dangerous game
Rhaegar.
because I'm getting scared.
So you guys all sit down. This table has, oh geez, I have to actually count. I have everyone, like I had a table thing, I didn't put everyone on the table. So there are, I guess, 10 seats at this table in a line. So 5 on either side. Which seats would you guys like to sit at?
I guess
Just
I'll
for future
sit
reference.
by Trivior. Then her
Okay.
duck. His duck.
So how about Rhaegar? Are you just gonna sit, like, plop yourself down in the middle by the ham or the roast?
Rhaegar sits by his little gnome.
Okay, so we'll say it's like this: it's Rhaegar, Humrus, Blake, and then Trevior.
Yeah, Humrus wants to be next to Blake. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Uh-huh.
Oh, next to Blake. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys are in that order at the end of the table. Next to Rhaegar is Thomas, and then on the other side, going down, it's Reginald or Reggie, then Frederick, and Daisy, Emily, and Riley. And then
When was there a Riley?
Riley was the Dragonborn.
No.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. Because I thought you said there were already 6 people. I didn't know Riley was the 6th.
Riley was a Uber.
Yeah, Riley was the one that you were like, "Ooh, who's this?"
He was a Uber.
She's a cleric. That's right.
And then obviously Craig goes and stands next to the chair that he said to leave open. So as you're all eating, would you like to start up a dialogue with anyone? I'm going to leave this open to you guys.
Oh, we're allowed to eat now?
Oh, 100%. Please dig in.
Is there a duck on this table?
And also, like, I want to just say that Craig is looking at you. Oh, of course there is. So you see the duck, and you might be a little offended. Craig is also looking at you guys, like, watching you guys eat. It's really weird. Like, it's kind of weird the way Craig's just digging on you guys eating all this food. To the point where Reggie's like, hey, Craig, what, you want some of this food, man? And Craig's like, no, I've eaten, thank you. And he just stares blankly at you guys eating.
Can we have any suspicion that the food is poisoned?
I assure you the food is not poisoned.
Oh, yeah, because we'll trust you, Craig. You sound like
I wanna-
a trustworthy guy.
I assure
I
you.
want
It's
to take
not.
one of my hand axes out and throw it at the table right in front of Craig and like cutting whatever food there is in half. And say, I don't like it when people watch me eat. I'm self-conscious.
Oh, thank you for reminding me. If you could all please present your weapons to me.
I don't have any.
Eat it, Craig!
And a nicely full of
Okay,
fork out of my
so Craig goes over to each and every one of you and everyone starts piling their weapons on, and
I don't.
you don't.
I just want to stand up and look at Craig.
Listen, I get it. You're big. Okay. If you just look, man, I just work here. If you could just make this a little easier on me, I would.
I want to take my great axe off my back, point to the name tag, and then put it on the table, not letting him see that I have a small hand axe hidden.
Make me a stealth check.
Listen, I'm a big guy.
Oh, I know.
18.
He doesn't see it. So he
Does
says,
that include my shield?
You can keep the shield. What are you going to do with the shield? He then thinks about it. Well, so he takes everyone's weapons. Don't worry, these will be placed in a very secure closet outside of the main foyer.
How am I gonna eat without my fork?
You have utensils there.
You
thank
gave him
you.
your fork? That's not even a weapon. You didn't even have to give that to him.
The only one.
He takes all the weapons away for a minute and comes back after like about 5 minutes and says, "Don't worry, you'll get everything back and maybe a little more once everything is done here tonight. Mr. Gareth just has a few things he wants to talk to you about."
I would like.
Goes and stands by the chair. Yeah.
I'd like to try and like take a knife like in my lap or my napkin or something from the table.
Okay. Like a butter knife? Like a steak knife?
Yeah, the sharpest of whichever we have. If we have like a full fancy setting, then the
Yeah, sure. That's give me a stealth.
Can I perceive that? Can Umris
Nice.
perceive
Give me
that?
a perception check.
sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand, yes. Thank you.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
8.
Craig sees this, and please don't take. I saw.
No,
what you did.
my roll. I was sitting on it to keep it hot and warm, so I was just buttering it, and then I'm done. So there it is.
Thank you
Yep.
very
Good
much.
idea. Good way
It's
to
a
keep
good.
roll warm.
Yep. No, not you though. You.
Yes. Enjoy your food. And he just like blank stares at you guys. So, what would you guys like to do?
Wine over here?
As you're there are like certain maids coming in and butlers and like little boys under him just coming in refilling cups and such. But yeah, you guys are kept well fed and drank. Daisy kind of like looks over the big roast that Rhaegar is eating and says, so why do you guys think we're here? Any ideas? Like I know that I've at least done some jobs for Gareth. I'm sorry, Lord Gareth. Like, why do you think that we were here?
What kind of
And,
jobs do you usually do for him?
It's usually like one-off, like go see what's going on in this cave, or just some things. Like I get him the buzz. I give him the information. And he gives me the gold. But I mean it's just little things like that. That I think I've maybe met with him 5 times in person, and it was for maybe a minute or two. And Frederick like scooches his chair over. I do work. Just keeps eating.
I want to ask Fred to arm wrestle.
Yes. he scooches the food away from you guys and give me a strength check, my man.
Uh-oh.
You guys are just deadlocked in like a stalemate, and Fred's not budging. Nor are you. And he says, look, I'm getting a little tired. I gotta go eat. And he's let's go. He just goes back to eating his food. The doors behind there. I should have said that. There are doors behind where the chair is. That Lord Gareth comes out of, and he goes in front of his seat and sits down and says, he's an elderly gentleman, probably in his 70s. But I mean, he looks pretty good for his 70s. 75. He's a human. He says, "Thank you all for joining me tonight. I'm sure you're all wondering why I have brought you all here. Quite some time ago, I had a feeling that someone was out to get me, and through the years, I've done my research, and I think that I may have stumbled across who this person is. And I brought you all here because I think that I'm not going to make it through the night. And basically, if I do or don't, that chest that you all saw that is protected by a magical barrier, I'm sure that you all have found it out, is basically going to be your reward for finding out who the person.
Oh, I thought it was the name of the person who was going to kill you, and we're playing Clue, and it's like the envelope that you have to open at the end. And I was like, oh, we're playing Clue. We're playing Clue.
You would think that. However,
Candelabra.
that is
Mustard.
the
So
that is the reward you get for finding out the person who killed me. However, I think that I know who it is, and he stands up. And as he stands up,
The lights go out.
all the lights go out. It is quiet. Everyone make me a perception check. Really
It's
quick.
Tim Curry. I'm calling it. Tim Curry did it. Perception.
But
13.
it's dark, but we can see. Well, some of us can see.
No, it's enchanted darkness, and your night vision doesn't work.
You guys really don't notice much. The lights are out for like 10, 15 seconds, and you just hear like a grunt. Oh! Oh! And then the lights come back on, and you see Lord Gareth, who also, I should point out, he has a name tag on. It doesn't say Gareth, it just says Garth. It just says Garth on it. But you see him with an arrow through his heart and a sword
What a
through
shot.
his back,
Oh
coming out
my.
coming out the stomach, and he falls over dead onto the table.
Okay, question. Did we hear a whoosh or a shing?
Oh yeah, you definitely heard like noise. Like you heard a rumbling, heard a little bit of a whoosh, and definitely heard the of the sword going through this dude. But like you didn't catch much in the 10 seconds.
And what
that-
kind of lights
10
are we
to 15
talking
seconds.
about here? The candles were snuffed and then someone came and lit them.
No, they're like magic lights.
Electricity is
No,
magic.
It's
Yeah.
magic. Darkness as well. Like,
You hear Craig say, "Oh, I know I should have fixed those lights. What an inopportune
Craig, I'm on to you.
time."
Craig, it's always the butler.
Rhaegar never stopped eating the pig. He just looks after it happens like, oh, that's unfortunate.
Trevior used his chance to steal 3 bottles away.
Craig looks at you all and says, "In lieu of recent events, I think it may be better if you all had your weapons back."
I showed him the hand axe that he didn't get. I was like, ha 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 ha.
Oh, you got me. Yes.
And for
Well-
some reason, my hand axe already has a name tag with my name on it. And I put it back.
Okay.
Label all your possessions.
Yeah, so what do you guys want to do? You guys are sitting here with a dead body, and
before all getting the weapons, whatever, back, Homerus wants to go and investigate what happened to Garrett.
his friends did call him Garth. You
Yeah, I don't feel like.
So yeah, we're not
Homerus is
friends.
his friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to investigate the scene. Like, what happened? How? Like, where did the arrow come from? Where is there any holes in the windows? Is there?
a couple things. You notice that. Does anyone else want to investigate as well?
I
Oh,
was going to, but staying true to my character, he's still eating them.
Nice.
Yeah, Blake definitely wants to get up and look around at like. So the arrow's in his chest, so it had to be someone on this side, but the sword was in his back. I want to look at everyone's chairs and see like if anyone's chairs look like moved or anything.
Everything looks exactly the same as when
Craig.
the lights came on.
Okay.
Craig.
So
6 days.
Rhaegar, noticing in war You said there was an arrow through his heart and a stab through him?
A sword
Yeah,
through his back.
and a sword through his back.
And the arrow came straight through his heart, though.
From what you can tell, yes.
From the front.
Yep.
Rhaegar wants to say, I think there was 2 people.
Plate goes.
Craig looks up and says, maybe. You mean, who knows?
What about
I'm just the butler.
Yeah, why aren't you super concerned, Craig? You're well.
Well, if I'm being
Your
honest,
income.
he had told me about this. He knew it was coming.
Mm.
So.
And you
yes.
what else
believed
did he
him.
tell you? Did he tell you from whom?
Well, really quickly, you notice that there's a sword missing off of the wall across.
Oh,
Craig.
okay.
So, like, if you're looking at Craig on the table, he is to the right of Garth, and the wall across from him, the sword was missing, and on the opposite wall, an arrow was missing.
Who was the closest to each of these items at the time?
Reggie was the closest to the sword. Trevior was actually closest to the arrow.
As you all know, Trevior's got excellent skills in all combat.
I mean, the room's not like huge. Like, you can make your way around it pretty quickly, and the lights were out for like 15 seconds.
Trivia is not a fast man.
I was just gonna say, Trevior, for the record, is probably just sitting there scatting and giving bread to James.
That's bad for ducks.
Don't tell me how to clean that.
Is there any sign of an intrusion? Someone breaking in? Or
No. All the doors remained closed the whole time. And they were locked. Yes, I guess I did miss this. It's a sealed envelope that I was supposed to give out if he wasn't able to make it. And he just throws it on the table, like, giving no craps. I mean, he told me.
Can I have it?
Yeah.
I
you
get
pick it up.
I get that ish, and I open it.
Okay.
And it says
Whenever you
Colonel
open it-
Mustard in the library
Yes,
with the candlestick.
no.
Candelabra.
Yeah.
This note is written in what you can tell is Garth's handwriting, and it says, if you're reading this, I'm most definitely dead. I would hope that the seal isn't broken, or I would for sure know it was Craig.
Was the
Thanks,
seal broken?
Craig. No, the seal was not. And it says, thanks, Craig, for giving them this letter. Then right after that, it says, I have left clues for who I thought was going to be my killer in 3 rooms of the bottom story of this mansion. But there's a trick to getting the clues. Basically a worthy test for those who actually want to seek out who murdered me.
The whole time, like, Rhaegar is, like, running back and forth between the bow and arrow and the sword, trying to see how fast you have to move. Barrel rolls over the table, pretends like he shoots a bow, barrel rolls back over, and he grabs the sword and, like, pretends to jab it.
I just want to say, you're doing all this, like, in real time with a dead body, like, there,
Yes.
like, acting out the... Okay, that's
Yeah.
great.
I'm trying to
Give
see
me-
if I can...
Give me, like, a performance check.
Can we
And,
applaud? Like, is it that great?
You know, because he got a 4.
And give me, also, DJ, give me an athletics to see if you can actually do all of this.
Athletics?
Yeah.
Yes, I can.
Give me a dignity
Wow.
check.
Oh
my
my goodness.
So,
That's
Yeah.
literally a 1. That was...
so as you grab the arrow, like gesture like you're gonna shoot, you go to roll over the table and it breaks in half. And
Oh, God.
Garth's body kind of slides down a little bit.
Good job, you're messing with the evidence. And I want to like try and pick up Garth and be like, oh, yeah.
Daisy
The
like
apple
walks
pie.
over.
Too
Daisy
many.
walks over and is like, I feel like this is kind of disrespecting the dead.
A little. Yeah.
So
Okay, listen, you and me, Daisy.
I am the dead.
Wow. That makes no
immediately,
sense.
Reggie's like, I think he did it, and points to you, Rhaegar. Like he broke the table, man. I don't. What else?
I'm not sure if you just noticed, but I think I would have been right here if I would have tried that. As you can see, it didn't go so well when I was reenacting what happened.
No, I agree.
I've never tried this before. I might be able to help. I've never tried this before. I don't know how it'll turn out. Oh no, I can't believe I'm doing this.
What? What are you doing?
I hope
I want to kneel down and put my hand on your shoulder, on Humorous' shoulder, and be like, I believe.
Oh, but oh no, never done this.
Oh god. Out of all of the literal things that I did not expect you to do. Well,
I've seen a few spells in my time. I go to college. I think that did you just cast Animate the Dead?
Yeah, well, I think so. I mean, I've read it in the book. I know how to do it.
Yeah. Did you
I
read
think
the
it
part
works.
that
Look at
says that it
I'm the
doesn't
great Ombuds.
that it animates a corpse? It doesn't bring back the spirit of the person who
I
died.
don't know.
So now we just have a zombie slave. So that's
Oh,
useful.
Raghar's like, this is awesome!
oh, Craig is like, I am very offended.
I'm disturbed.
No, sorry.
I do
I didn't
not
mean to
agree
do
with
that.
this. I
Oh no.
cannot believe what you've done.
But maybe you'll help us. No, I thought.
So you can carry stuff. That's pretty much it. He can fight for you.
I kill it again.
What?
No, don't hurt it.
It's a zombie! It's a zombie!
I think no. Wait, Draco, don't.
I have the axe and I'm like, ugh.
No, and that guy's that little guy over there. No, no,
Oh my god.
don't do it.
Riley comes up and says, so I think I have a quick way to figure out what really happened if you all want to try it. I am going to cast a spell that might get to the bottom of this. And she smirks. Says, I mean, you're all going to know I'm going to cast it, but
Rhaegar instantly knows what you're talking about. He's like,
Oh,
no!
she looks up and says, hey, everyone come within 10 feet, including you, Craig. And Craig goes, okay. And everyone, are you down to come inside of this circle?
Yeah.
I know what you're doing.
Same.
She casts Zone of Truth. Alrighty, so everyone has to make a charisma saving throw. Riley casts Zone of Truth and says, well, so who, let's go down the line. I did not kill Garth. Why don't we go to you next, Rhaegar?
I did not kill Garth.
Fred speaks up and says, I don't like that you did this, but I didn't do it. Reggie just busts in. Hey man, that guy was dead. It was pretty crazy, right? I didn't do it though, I swear. Blake,
I definitely didn't kill him.
Trevior.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If I stand up, I'm not going anywhere.
I like the way
That's
this
fair.
guy thinks.
Would I do that
Humorous?
to James? The
Hey,
trauma?
don't look at me. I didn't do it. Swear to God, it's not my fault. He's alive. I try to bury him, but it didn't work.
Daisy steps forward. Why would I even? There's no way I could have done this. And Craig steps forward, says, "What? Come on now. I mean, I'm the butler." And lastly, Tomas steps forward and says, "No, that's silly. I mean, now that I think about it, pretty sure everyone said no, so this didn't get us anywhere there, Riley."
I don't know. Craig didn't really give an answer, did he?
What about Emily? Did you say Emily?
Oh yeah, Emily steps forward, and Emily takes down her hood and says, and looks at Riley and says, "I don't like that you did this one bit. This is the first time you've heard her speak, but I did not kill Garth. puts her hood back up and steps back.
Craig, say the words,
Yes.
I did not kill Garth.
I did not kill Garth.
There it is.
Good boy.
So Riley looks around and says, "Well, guys, I tried."
You failed.
What did that note say though? Like how?
There are different rooms. Let's go explore. Should we split up Scoobert Doo style or?
Sure. Let's why don't you four go in the room behind Garth, and myself, Emily, Daisy, and Frederick and Tom will go into the other room, and let's see. Why don't you guys take Reggie along with you?
Oh no.
Oh
not
man,
Reg.
that would be great, man. That would be sick. Sick.
Oh no.
Reggie's
I
like
hand-
rolling around on the floor. He's stoked. He's like all hopped up on Mountain Dew.
I hand him my flask as we walk away.
You really had your class?
Yes.
He looks at you with like, these huge, like wide eyes, like, "Oh man, you do this for me?"
I.
Slowly starts undoing the top. Riley steps in. Come on. He grabs it off of him. He can't drink. Drinking. Look, do you not know about Reggie? He's the town drunk. Okay. This stuff.
He has to keep
Look.
up.
Carly's reputation.
No offense or anything, Trevior, but hold on. Reggie, go play in that corner real quick. All right, man. He just runs over to the corner. He, believe it or not, used to be a general in the army. Whenever Stonewood lost a battle about 10 years ago, he really fell off the wagon and hit the booze hard. Believe it or not, he is a very skilled fighter. But when he's on the juice, not so much. You guys take him. Please don't give him the juice. And we're gonna go and see if we can find another one of these rooms. They said there were what, 3?
3 rooms. Different
Yes.
clues.
Okay, well, we'll go maybe to the other room on the other side of the stairs. They said, are they all on the first floor?
I don't know. I read the
They
note
were.
again. Okay.
They
Yeah.
were. Okay, well then we'll maybe wake our way back out into the main hall. So to you guys, Craig is still just standing by the zombified corpse of Garth. I truly am disturbed by what you've done, and I don't like any second of it. If you could dispel that, that would be wonderful.
I don't know how to. I mean, let's keep him close to us. Maybe he'll be useful.
Okay.
Maybe
I'd
not.
like to say that's probably
Well-
the first time Trevior noticed that there's a gnome in the room, and is probably just losing it. So creepy.
What?
It talks.
Alrighty.
Does it
what would
drink?
you- What would you guys
Hey!
like to do?
You mean man. And I kick Previer.
Um,
Tiny feet like.
Before we go, I wanna yell to everyone, be careful. The killer might kill again. Because that's what killers do when they kill for killing's sake. Is to kill stuff.
I have a
Thomas turns
question.
around.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Well,
Oh.
why don't we call the police?
Oh,
Am I the
well,
only one here that's got warrants?
funny story. The mansion
Yeah.
is now in lockdown. No one can leave.
Yo, magical lockdown.
Yes. I'm sorry.
I'm not allowed to be here to begin with. I kind of ruined the last 3
Wah,
birthday parties.
Well, we're on magical lockdown.
Magical lockdown.
So,
It's like Barbie Dreamhouse, the
been
video
great.
game.
For choosing Saltron.
I just, it's, trust me, I'm fairly skilled at magic, and I was told by Garth not to let anyone leave, so please proceed. So you guys go into the room behind the current room you're in.
Sure. What is it?
All right,
Is
you
it a
guys
music
walking
room?
in here. Give me a perception check.
Okay.
We're all in.
Ooh, Rhaegar and Humrus.
Yes.
You guys notice that. Well, I mean, you all notice you're in a library. But Rhaegar and Humrus, you guys notice 2 giant suits of armor in the back of the library, back corners, 2 corners, and in the middle of this library at the far end, you came in the only entrance. There's a large fireplace and a mirror, and just walls of books on either side. What would you like to do?
Okay, is there
Did you say there's two armors and then a mirror in the middle?
Yes.
I want to go look in the mirror.
Make me an investigation check. Yikes!
I'm just
Wow,
reading the book.
nobody's
Who would have thought that you're just killing it with all
TJ's
of your...
secretly a detective. He was an investigator
Ooh.
for the military.
All right.
Carly,
So
you weren't even trying to look around.
well, you don't really notice anything. You're just looking at all the books. You're like, wow, look at all these cool books.
Yeah.
Trevior, Humrus, and Rhaegar, you guys all, whenever you look in the mirror, you notice that the suits in the reflection are pointing spears, pointing to the middle of the room.
Rhaegar gets freaked out and immediately decapitates one of the suit's armor.
The helmet just falls off. It's
Library. Shh.
Is it?
and you hear from the other room, the door you left open, Craig say, "Please don't do that. Thank you."
Please mind your own business from your room, Craig.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
You're locked
Craig's
with me
being-
now, Craig.
Craig's being like a butt, so Rhaegar's like, okay. And as he goes towards where they were pointing, like just bumps the statue through the armor so it all falls everywhere.
The one, it just falls forward, like straight down, but it stays intact, like it stays together. It's a pretty well made suit.
I feel Blaken on what we saw in the mirror. I saw the statue.
Mm-hmm.
It was standing still in the mirror, pointing in the middle of the room.
I want to go to the middle of the room.
I guess I should have let you guys know this. The 2 suits of armor that you guys saw in the mirror are at the back of the room that were pointing, not the ones directly in front of you. So there are 4 total suits of armor.
those are 4 suits, okay.
Yeah, that was a not bad. And the 2 at the back of the room were the ones you noticed pointing. In the middle of the room, you find a sweet-looking jewelry box.
Like on a pedestal, or
Yeah, like just right on the this coffee table.
Okay.
You call it, like coffee table-looking thing.
jewelry box.
But there is a lock on it.
I want to rip the lock off.
You try to give me a strength check just to see where you're looking. Pretty good. You think that you're like getting it. It's a tiny little lock, but like this lock will not break. It's there. It seems like there's something up.
I want to go put the box down back on the table,
Okay.
and then stick my hand in the fire and see if I can like pull out the logs and see what's back there.
Where are you putting these fire logs?
He's shuffling through the
On the ground?
on the floor.
Next to the fireplace?
I'm like scooping them out to see if I can see anything. And
I use Ray of Frost on the fire and put it out.
Okay, the fire goes out. Now there's a smoky room.
you did stuff with your hands.
Yeah, good
so as
perception
you
check
guys are-
there.
As you guys are doing
I
this,
fought in battle with someone like you.
Yeah.
Best s'mores I've ever had. He
Reggie
uses
comes
fingers
in.
to make s'mores.
what y'all doing in here? Yeah, guys got fumbling with some fire, and putting it out and making. Oh, it's smoky in here.
I throw Reggie my flask.
You already. Riley took your
He
flask.
has another flask.
She didn't give it
You
back.
guys- No. She took it so you wouldn't give it to him. You have a second
Rhaegar's
flask.
now kind of sad that he doesn't have his flask. Is there anything in the fireplace?
No, it's just the fireplace.
I turn to Trevior. I thought I told you to lock the door.
Oh, hey man, I'm just trying to.
That wasn't about you. I just thought I told him to lock the door.
I
He
take
walks
my
over.
great axe
Yeah.
and break the box in half.
Wait, no, I'll do that.
Like humor steps in the way. Oh, sorry, little buddy. I'm sorry. I put the great axe back.
I
Oh,
want to look at it first. Can
okay.
I look at it and investigate? I mean, yeah,
100%.
just
100%.
look at the box, thinking like everywhere. I have like some kind of like tinkering tools and stuff. I want to.
Yeah.
see that.
You notice that. Ooh, you notice that this box is enchanted in some way, and there is an inscription on the very bottom of it.
What is it written?
The fire will light the way to the answers.
I wanna cast the fire in my hand and see if it opens up anyway. Like
Making the firebolt in one hand and the thing in the other, and like
Yeah.
bringing them close together.
Yeah.
Okay, you do that, and as soon as the fire gets close to the lock, it pops open.
You would have been right to throw it in the fire. Nice.
I didn't have to break it. See, the great Omidus.
Oh, I should have thrown
That's all
it
the
in
answers.
fire.
And
I'll open it. What's inside?
all right, you open it, and there is a letter, a sealed letter, the same as the first that Craig gave you guys.
Open it, Umris.
Open it.
Alrighty. So you open it, and this letter is written by Garth, and it says,
Party on.
"So you've made it past the first of my tests, and I have a suspicion that one of the people that work under me, which I say that in the letter, just really quick as a DM. Technically, all of you guys worked under him at one point. Is trying to basically kill me to get my wealth. In this, I've started paying more attention to, and he lists all of your names that were at the party. However, there are 4 that I have taken a big interest in, and he lists Craig, he lists Daisy, Reggie, and Thomas. So you pass this around, and like
Craig,
a
Daisy,
minute
Craig.
after you've cracked open that case, make me a perception check, everyone. Everyone except for Blake.
Hey.
Oh, wait, Blake. Well, you don't see it, but you feel like a burst of air seemingly come from the chest, and everyone else notices the suits of armor start to animate.
What about the headless?
It gets up and plops its head back on. Everyone can roll me initiative. Craig pops his head in and says, I'm going to go check on the others. Goodbye. And he leaves the other room to go check on.
He would want to go to the other room now that he thinks we're gonna die.
Okay, so up first is Blake.
Would I assume that
Yeah.
these things are weak to electricity, considering their conducting nature?
Give me an Arcana check.
They're
Yeah, can I do that too? I want to know if I know any weaknesses on those things.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. We'll say that you guys can both figure out that these take a little more damage to lightning.
Excellent.
What about fire? Not
About
that-
sports?
Not so much fire.
Fork damage?
But is
You do
was gonna
1d4
do-
damage with your fork, Carly. It's not even good. You're level
It's
5.
amazing. Okay. Freaking amazing. Don't be jealous.
Blake is going to smirk and charge her hands with lightning. And she's
Sick.
going to attack whichever is closest, I suppose.
Okay.
You have to make a dexterity saving throw.
Yep, you hit.
Oh, it's 8d6,
8d6.
35, so 70 damage.
Well, I did not expect that.
Blake is
You
a baller.
You light this thing up, and it just crumbles too.
And
This
the
is
metal
armor.
smelts and just...
It just falls down into pieces of armor. Whew. Yowza.
That is all for Blake's turn.
Is Humris. Humris?
Humris.
Yeah, but shouldn't the
Hum.
S be silent if you don't pronounce the H either? We?
Humris.
Humris. So you still have one left corner, and then 2 to the closest source by you. Oh, I did.
Wait,
forget
did
someone.
she kill the one that I beheaded already? Or not that one?
Yeah, she killed that one.
Oh, I wanted vengeance.
He didn't do anything to you.
Are they like what is the distance between them? Are they close to each other?
They are about 20 feet away from each other. The room is like
Oh, geez,
30
that
by
much.
40.
So they were already in the corners then.
Yeah, they made their way out toward you guys a little bit, so they're about 20 feet away from each other.
Okay. I want to go towards. Well, I want to. So Umris looks at what he can do. His options there, and he's like, "Oof. Oh, I know what to do." He's gonna move behind Garth.
Okay. Oh boy, I forgot that he is still in there. Yep.
And Garth is gonna order Garth to attack the other one with a sword.
Oh, well, okay. Roll me.
Zombie
a D20.
strike.
He pulls the sword from his own back,
Yeah.
and he is awaiting your command.
Attack.
All right, he charges at which one? The one next to the one that Blake just killed.
Yeah, the other one with a sword. Yeah.
Roll a d20.
9.
Sweet. That's not going to do it. He misses with his slow paced attack. I'm going to say that's your bonus action.
That's
so
a bonus
can
action.
still, yeah, you can still do something.
Oh, my action, I'll actually cast Thunder Wave. Oh, let me do it. Oh, that's not lightning, that's thunder. Oh, shit. Well, cool. Good damage. If that thing want to do a Constitution save or be pushed back. That's the cube.
Humorous and Trevior make a save. Actually, you too, Blake. You're there.
Nat
Guys.
20.
Wow. Yeah, you just bounce back away from it. You're good.
Carly succeeds.
Nice.
You know how, like, Trevior just sick flips and stuff?
He's got crazy
Was it,
acrobatics.
was it more of a stumble or like a, oh, look cool though?
It was probably like a cool, like, started like falling backwards, but then spun like crisscross applesauce and sat on the ground.
Okay. Up next in the order is the suits. So, that suit that just got knocked back is going to come up at you guys, and it's going to take a shot at you, Blake.
Okay.
Which I don't think is going to hit.
It is
You're
gonna
12
hit. It's
Wow.
more than gonna hit. My job is to stay away from stuff.
So you take 8 damage,
Okay.
and that's it. It's going to be there.
What does it
The two
do?
behind,
Paint me a word
it just,
picture.
it's oh yeah, okay. So it comes up and just takes a slash at you, and just gets you right across the chest. Ooh, yeah. So the other two from behind are going to come up behind Rhaegar, and they're both going to give a jab at Rhaegar. Will a 16 and 15 hit?
Yeah.
Both of them?
Yes.
You take 8 total damage. They make jabs at you, and they give you a couple pokes in your bare chest. It's bare chest, right? You don't have any armor.
Is it dragon chest,
No,
not a bear?
no armor.
Oh, that in your dragon chest.
But
In your dragon's chest, they just give you a couple pokes. Doesn't feel too good. But up next
it
is
barely scratched.
Barely scratched.
Trevior. You're up next.
Fork him up, Trevior.
I think Trevior is gonna do some sick movements right now. I'm gonna say kind of run and roll, and then hit one of the suits with a fork. That one's really close to Blake.
Okay. Roll that. Oh, that's way better.
Nice.
Yeah. You
With
go
a fork.
and you come up with this sweet fork, and you just, man, you jab it right into this armor. Roll damage.
For the
on
viewers
that
at
one.
home, Trevior is a character Carly has played when we met up in person, and he uses a fork, not a pitchfork, not a trident, but an actual dining fork as his weapon. Hold on, that's wrong. It's okay. It's 1d6. It's 1d6. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
All right. So you.
Why is it saying 0? It should be. I'm gonna fix it. It's 1d6.
Rolling 0.
Okay, because I didn't put it in.
I'll give you the 6. So yeah, you hit this thing, and oddly enough, it reacts to your fork and it doesn't seem like it liked it. But I mean, it's suit armor; you can't really tell much. But it is taken aback by your thrusting fork. Rhaegar, you're up.
So they both came up at me, right?
Yep, they are both in your wheelhouse.
I just want to sidestep.
Yep.
Not back away.
Yeah.
But sidestep to get them in the line.
Yep. They are in line with you.
I'm gonna rage out.
Okay.
But I have resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage while I'm raging out.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say that would have been nice to have whenever you got poked by these bullets.
I also get +2 to rage damage. Melee. I want to smirk at him, and then use my breath weapon, which is a beam of column of lightning that I shoot out with my mouth hole. That's 5 feet wide and 30 feet long.
Okay.
So you just burn.
You've done it. Wow.
So I can hit both of them with this.
A real Fusaro Da, eh?
Fusaro Da.
I think I hit them.
Wow. Yep, that does it.
And then,
well. Yep.
I get 2 attacks.
Yep.
I take my great axe and just overhand bring it down on the one in front of me.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's gonna do it.
Oh my god. But it's +2 to that because I'm raging out.
All right, so yeah, you
like
hit this
Hulk
thing
right now.
and you shake it to its core, and it looks very dented. The armor looks dented, we'll say.
That's gonna be like, leave this one to me.
You see Reggie step up and points at you and says, "That one's yours, man. This one's mine."
Oh my god, Reggie!
Reggie, what are you doing?
He pulls out I don't know how no one noticed it, but he has a sweet looking sword on his back that he pulls out. And it's a great sword as well. He runs, and boy, does he take a swing at the one that you aren't going after. And he misses.
Rip Reggie. GG.
Oh, dang, man. Up to you guys, I guess. And up next, top of the order is Blake. The one that Trevior forked in front of you.
Okay.
Is still standing. And there's one right in front of Rhaegar that he had just hit with his axe, and one next to him that Reggie missed.
Being inspired by Rhaegar, I want to use Dragon's Breath. And and I'm going to use lightning damage. So I touch the nearest, whichever is nearest to me.
Yep.
And I want to exhale the energy of lightning in a 15-foot cone. So if there's 2 next to each other, it's going to be 5 feet, 10 feet, then 15 feet. So
are you doing the one that's just in front of you, or
if I can hit more than one, I want to turn to whichever I can hit more than one within 15 feet.
You can turn and hit the one in front of you, and then the one to the left of Rhaegar.
Okay.
That Reggie took a swing at.
Sweet, I want to do that. Each of them need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Well, good news. Reggie did save, so you don't kill Reggie.
Okay. Did they pass?
And the armors did not.
Okay. So I'm going to roll lightning damage. So they take 18 lightning damage each.
The one that was in front of you looks like it's almost falling apart. And the one that was by Reggie also looks like it's just about falling apart. Actually, the one by Reggie loses one of his arms.
Nice.
That isn't holding a spear.
Cool.
All right, up next is Humris.
Humris.
Humris. The H is silent because it's kind of French, but not really.
I want to know, first of all, so these 2 armors are like next to each other, right?
There's one next to Rhaegar and one next to Reggie, and then there's one next to Blake. So yeah, there are 2 next to each other.
Okay.
But Rhaegar asks you to not kill the one.
Oh, I don't care. I just want to know, like, what's the distance between the 2 armors? Like, they're really next to each other. On a grid, they're next to each other, right?
Yes.
Okay. I want to target a point
Well,
next
actually,
to
they're
those
like
two.
5 feet. So there's one, then 5 feet, and then one.
Perfect. I want to target in between them,
Okay.
and I want to create a sphere of flame. They both get a dexterity save, so that it basically burns everything in the 5 feet radius around that square. So
Yeah,
those two armors and
They
hopefully
didn't.
nobody else.
They didn't make the save. The one falls down into pieces. That was next to Reggie. You hit Reggie for a little bit of fire, but he does succeed. He jumps out of the way. Oh dang man!
Oh no, sorry, Reggie.
Burnt me a little bit.
Sorry, Reg.
Oh, my leg!
On a positive note, I got rid of this one. Yay!
Oh jeez! Oh, good job, man.
Yeah, as a bonus action, I want to attack with that zombie again on the other one that's next to Trivior.
Okay. Yeah. So it runs and takes a swing at that boy. You can roll his attack. Yeah, my attack didn't hit either. So he just goes over and makes a grunt and completely misses it again. He's like a 70-year-old zombie, you know. Like I wouldn't imagine he has a very good stat anyway. Up next is the armor, who's going to take a swipe at the zombie that just attacked him. And it misses because it's hurting from Blake and Trevior throwing that fork and/or electricity into it. And then the other boy next to you, Rhaegar, is going to come at you with its spear. And it goes, and you do like a little ho-ho! And it just, yeah, it misses you with its attack. So, Trevior, you're up next.
No, I'm going fork again. I'm gonna try to do a sweet like baseball slide.
Oh man.
Okay, so you're gonna baseball slide fork it in the leg?
Like, yeah, I'm going for like mid thigh.
Yeah, sure, roll it.
You got it, buddy. Oh, didn't mean to do that twice, but it happened.
You know what? I'll take the 21.
Carly rolling that accidental advantage.
So roll damage. So you hit this thing in the leg.
My leg.
And you catch it like right between the joint with your fork. And as you're sliding through it, you just kind of like turn it some weird way, and it just all kind of falls apart on you. So you have taken down this armored suit, but you have armor all over your person.
Oh, my fork broke. I was so scared.
Up next, Rhaegar.
I want to hit it with a hand axe, non-lethal, for my first attack, just to get it real low.
Okay. All right, so you bring it down to its knees.
And now I grab it.
Okay. Oh, yes.
By the face and by the hiney. Okay. And I want to crush it.
Yes! Okay.
One. Haha.
Yeah, you pick up this thing and you just crush it like a tin can, man. All of you guys that just saw that, Reggie just looked, oh, dang, man, you just crushed that thing like a dang old can, man.
I want to pick one of the pieces of metal, like, that stick out, like, where the visor would have been, and start using it as a toothpick.
Man, that was badass, man.
Somebody get that man an ale.
He just comes over to you and, like, starts patting you on the shoulder, like, I have seen some things, but that was crazy. And you guys are out of combat. Reggie looks like, I don't know why I'm unable to be on there, man. I could just use. I'll tell you what. If you give me some of that alcohol, I'll tell you everything you want.
I am 5,000% sure that Trevior has some kind of alcohol on him.
Never leave a man without booze. Trevior pulls out like 4 different flasks and like a deck of cards, you know. What's your point?
You present, just give me something, man. Something good.
I got a question for you, Reg.
Yeah.
I got a serious question for you. I want to know. What would you do with 5,000 gold?
Oh, gee, probably buy a lot of whiskey and liquor. Just that good stuff, man. I don't know. I probably just buy a lot of booze.
Is he telling the truth? Like, can I see?
Insight him, man.
9.
From what you can tell, yeah.
Okay. Sansa seems pretty genuine.
Nice.
Wow.
What about from what I can tell?
Yeah, this dude just wants some alcohol. Like,
I want to go behind.
he's going through withdrawal. He just wants some alcohol.
I want to go behind him and smack him on the back and be like, "I trust you, Reggie."
Oh, thanks, man. Got that booze though.
Trevior has offered like 4 bottles.
Oh, he takes it and he's
All of it.
like he opens it and like, oh gee, yeah, that's the stuff right there. As soon as it touches his lips, he looks like a different person. He looks up at you. Oh my, I feel wonderful. So where to now, guys?
Reggie,
And
tell
then he
us
starts drinking more.
what you know about this situation.
I don't know. I was just brought here by our Lord Garth,
Oh, okay.
and he was. Oh boy, this
That
is
guy.
really hitting me. I haven't had this, and yeah, it's been a few days at least.
We've made a huge
I-
mistake. Let's go to the next room.
He just brought me here.
Came off your shoulder.
He said he wanted to help me, and that was pretty much it. He did also say that somebody was going to kill. He kept bringing that up, actually. He kept saying somebody was going to off him. And I said, but Garth, what? Why? You're a nice dude. And you know what he told me? I actually don't remember what he told me. He's just like not pounding this thing. He's just pounding it.
Have another sip, dear.
You know what he told me? I have no idea.
But
He actually
I'll
told me.
tell you one thing. He definitely thought it was somebody. Yeah, that's what I get. Oh, and he just starts like slowly like wavering. Oh, gee, getting the spins now.
Hey, you guys.
Oh,
We
Alright, let's go.
we head out and close the
Even
door.
Rhaegar's kind of like creeping away now.
I might have given him the jungle juice.
you
That stuff's
Yeah,
dangerous.
I lean over to Blake. He cannot hold his alcohol too well.
Yeah, I made a terrible mistake.
he drops the flask and falls over.
I
Like
shut the
Facebook.
doors as we leave. and just
As you're leaving, you notice he is snoring.
fair enough.
He is fast asleep.
Good, that takes care of that problem. To the next room.
So you guys go out into the next room. There's no one there in the dining area that you just ate in.
Okay.
But the door is still open to the main hall.
Has anything changed that I can perceive in this room?
Give me a roll. Yeah,
Great.
it's yeah.
I did not open my eyes.
Garth is now standing as a dead guy.
Fair enough.
That's all.
Okay, I want to pass through to the next area.
Alrighty, you guys all follow Blake.
Yeah, sure. Next
Alrighty,
room.
you guys
Let us go.
all go into the next main room where you meet up with everyone else who are standing there with a mini chest. Riley's actually holding it. She says, "Funny story. We found this in the next room over, and we kind of can't open it. The lock."
I got it. I know what to do.
Okay. She hands it over to you.
Okay, I take it. I do the same thing. The fireball.
Nothing happens. Yeah, you notice there is another magical field around it. From what you can tell, almost similar to the last.
Is it written something?
Thank you, sir.
Nice
Or-
blue.
Yeah, you see, like, in very small print, like it was etched in a little sentence, and it says, "You're on the right trail, but slow it down."
I start moving slowly like a turtle. I want to try and open it slowly.
Nothing. Riley looks at you and says, "We went into the kitchen. I don't know if that has anything to do."
Did you find
I
anything?
want to count real slow.
No, nothing. Nothing
What
happens.
if I say, "Open sesame"?
Nope.
Yeah. Can we go into the kitchen? Tree
Yeah,
door needs
sure.
more liquor.
Sure. You guys go across the way to the other set of doors.
Yes, first, but Riley, can you do something for me? I got a little hurt in our last room. Something happened to us. Could you fix me up a little bit?
Sure.
Preesh.
I'll take a fixing.
Yeah, let me see what I can
I'm
do.
fine.
She says.
And what are you doing later?
I'm sorry.
Nothing.
Okay. Guys, I'll get healed for 5.
Okay.
She's like, yep, sorry, that's all I got.
That's
but
great. Thanks.
if you guys want, I can show you where we found this.
Do it.
And
Yeah.
she takes you into the kitchen, and she puts it down right next to the fridge.
Is there a mirror somewhere?
And by fridge, I mean like
Icebox.
old ice box. Yeah.
Is there a
Salting
clock anywhere?
room.
Can I
There.
investigate the room?
Yeah. Roll me.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Yeah,
So this is like, oh boy, wow. You guys, yeah.
Detective Umris.
You notice that this is a like really big kitchen, like almost like an industrial size kitchen. Like one big ice chest next to where they found it, then another ice chest, and then a super long, looks like an ice chest, but you can't like. It looks like they would just keep a bunch of frozen things on the other side. So, you're on the right side of the room where it's like a long countertop, and then an island in between you guys in like the middle of the room, and then on the other side there's like a long ice chest as well.
Maybe we need to freeze it.
Can I actually try to use Ray of Frost on this box?
Yeah, Blake.
Yeah.
Do your thing.
Sure.
The thing you did for that fire, that campfire, although.
Yeah, I'm gonna like just take it. It's a
Yeah,
cantrip. So.
you do that, and the lock pops open. Daisy and Riley step up and they're like, "What does it say? Like, is that like a note? Like, is that from him? Like, what?"
Let me see, and I want to read it to myself first.
Okay. You read it, and it says, I've narrowed in my search. I definitely now know that Reggie is, there's no way he was ever trying to murder me. He's just a guy who needs some help. Also, I can't really get a lock on Thomas. However, he's a pretty interesting guy. Daisy, Craig, and Emily, however, seem a little bit more off-putting to me, especially Craig, now that I think of it. However, I still have to do a little bit more research. But dang it, Craig. I wish it wasn't you, my faithful servant.
I want to minor illusion it. I just want to cover up everything except for the last line. I hope it's not Craig. That's it.
Okay, yeah, you do that, and everyone, like, you show this in front of everyone?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But then I want to take my group aside in a minute. So.
Okay, yeah, everyone's like, oh. And Craig's like, oh. And he's acting like a little weird.
Craig. I want to take these 3 back into the dining hall real quick.
All right, as you do that, Daisy comes up and she's like, oh, is everything all right? You guys good?
Yeah, Daisy. I'm just going to talk to these hoes. So I'm going to need you
okay.
to step off. I'll be with you in a second.
Can do.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Love you,
and
Daisy.
she goes back over to Frederick.
You're the best. See you in a minute. Hey guys, so our note that we found said that he was suspicious of Craig, Daisy, Thomas, and Reggie. He suspected Craig, Daisy, Thomas, and Reggie, but this new letter says he suspects Craig, Daisy, Thomas, and Emily.
And nothing about Reggie.
Yeah, he said he's pretty sure Reggie didn't do it.
So there's one main constant here, Craig.
Well, Daisy and Thomas were constant.
No.
Okay.
Craig.
I mean, I'm with you. I'm on board with that. It just fits the bill.
I mean, there's no point in accusing anybody without the third piece of evidence, right?
Yeah, let's head to that third room and see what's going on.
as you guys are saying this, they all start making their way out as well.
Okay.
And Daisy and Daisy and Frederick are like getting on Craig like pretty hard. Daisy's like, Craig, what? You saw the end of that note. It definitely had your name on it.
That was the whole note.
Frederick's like, yeah, your name. What's up, Craig? And everyone else is kind of following behind them. And Craig's like, I don't know how. It's probably just a misunderstanding.
I want to be like, hey!
I wanna.
And then grab Craig and just hug him. You leave this sweet summer child alone. If anyone's gonna accuse him, it's me. And then I punch him, and then
Shoot. He's shaking. Oh my.
yeah, Craig, step up. But everyone else, know your place.
We'll all kill Craig later. Let's just find out who murdered Garth.
Daisy and Frederick step up and they're like, she's like, no, I want answers now, Craig. And Craig is like looking around, getting flustered, and the lights go out.
I start
you miss
swinging my axe wildly.
You start what? Flailing your axe?
I start flailing my axe wildly.
I want to tell Elise to use light, to cast light.
No, that's cool.
I'll cast firebolt because it's a cantrip too, so I'll firebolt.
No light is emitted. It is like complete darkness.
Okay.
And as soon as all this happens, you're
Craig! Was I still
the lights come back on. And you see Craig on the ground with a gash in his side from the axe that was strewn around.
Oh no.
From Rhaegar. But you, as you look a little more closely, you see 2 arrows in his chest.
I hold Craig and say, Craig, I didn't appreciate you.
Alright, guys. I know how it
actually,
looks. I didn't mean to hit Craig. I'm sorry, Craig.
He's
I
actually
don't feel that bad about it.
barely alive.
Craig, tell me who did this to you. You were betrayed?
And he dies. And then he dies.
Craig word.
It was Garth the whole time.
Riley, why didn't you cast something on him to heal him? Do you have Spare the Dying? It's a literal level 1 cantrip, so...
She goes over and she tries to spare the dying, but...
But he was below half hit points, and he
is fully dead.
He foiled.
Alright,
Wretched.
who's got a freaking bow and arrows?
Emily looks and like
Emily.
backs up a second, and she's like holds up her hands like, hold on. She
Give
puts
me
down
one of
her
your
head.
arrows.
I think it was him. And I'm pointing to James Duck.
So
I point
In-
at Craig,
in
and I'm like,
everyone's-
he did it.
in everyone's inventory, does anyone have like a longbow?
No.
I don't.
Okay.
I have a fork.
So Riley's like, yeah, let's see everyone. I have a crossbow, but I don't have a longbow. These take bolts. She like holds it out. Emily pulls out her bow very slowly, and funny enough, the arrows that she has on her have the same arrows that are in him. However, Daisy and Frederick both have the same bows with the same arrows as well.
But
Are we just
inspecting-
not going to acknowledge that 2 people killed Garth?
Yeah, but now it's arrows only instead of arrows and a sword.
I don't
But it was 2 arrows. Could have been 2 people at the same time.
Do the arrows... Yeah, so now it's 2 arrows. Do the
They
arrows...
both shot arrows.
Does the
Craig,
arrow... I look at the arrow inside of Garth. Does
Okay.
it match the ones that killed Craig? Do they match the one on the wall?
You just go over to Garth. Give me that.
That you can tell, yeah. They like all the arrows that were on the wall match the arrows that everyone else has.
It's
in the
just
room
everyone went to
and that were
Walmart,
in-
Fantasy Costco, and got the same cheap pack.
as you're thinking this, Emily says, "Look, we were given these arrows from Garth himself. Like, he commissioned us and he gave us all of our equipment. So, like, I know this. Look, I know I'm coming off strong, but like, we went through that zone of truth, right? I don't
know. I lied. No, I didn't lie. But I could have lied if I were in it.
Oh. Well.
Are there any animals around?
James.
Yeah, James.
I use speak with animal.
You can speak with animals.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I asked James if he saw anything.
James
Quack.
quacks and is talking to you and says, "Nah, man, I'm a duck." I guess what I mean to say is I can't see in the dark. I just
Don't you have like good duck smell?
Nah, Trevior keeps me in his bag most days.
His smell is shot, man. He hangs out with Trevior.
Hey.
Oh.
How do you like Trevior?
You know what? It's yeah, he's a pretty okay guy. I mean, aside from him keeping me in his bag all the time, he's pretty all right. I wish he'd give me a little more food and a little more drink. But
so from our perspective, they're just quack 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 quack.
Oh yeah. You guys are just hearing like a bunch of quacks, which like to everyone else, everyone's like, "What?" I think that he did it. Now, like everyone's pointing the finger, and he doesn't even have a bow. It's okay, Trevior. The duck still loves you. James still loves you.
He's using me.
I use Dragon Sense.
Ooh.
It lets me smell anyone who has just recently attacked. I made that up. Let's go to the last group.
I was gonna say, oh boy.
Short mystery.
Yeah. Okay. You guys notice a door under the stairs.
We notice a door under the stairs.
Okay.
I go in.
All right. So you head in the store, and it opens up into like a huge ballroom underneath.
I immediately
the
look
stairway
for armored knight, like.
None that you can see. No.
I look for a little box.
The only thing that's really in here
You're not in here.
are 3 large columns on either side, like support columns, a giant chandelier in the middle, and a box in the middle of the floor.
I ask Riley if she wants to dance.
I don't think that's appropriate.
We have a bard
at this time. I don't think that's appropriate at this time.
Carly, use your bardic magic, charm person. All right, that's enough of that.
Oh,
the beautiful serenading music of Trevior and James.
Oh, you don't say.
I tried the door again.
Since getting rejected, I will walk to the center of the room, angry, pick up the box.
Wait, don't do it. Stop. Before Amadis wants to, he just stops Rhaegar before he goes in the middle of the room.
Okay.
Can I throw him?
Might be a trap. Look up.
Look up.
You don't see anything. Just giant chandelier.
Better be safe. I want to use Mage Hand and grab the chest with the Mage Hand instead of going there.
Cool.
Okay, yeah, you grab it.
I want to do like some sick like cartwheels and everything, like all around the room, like around the box. Like,
give me an athletics check.
And the box is just moving towards me.
Holy crap! +8. Yeah, you're just doing like cartwheels. Everyone's like, "What is going on?"
But Riley's impressed.
There might be tripwires. Like
Riley is looking at you like, "Oh, right." Asking me to dance, doing cartwheels. I don't know what you're getting at, but
that's a lizard mating dance.
Maybe I like it.
Hey.
So yeah, that's going on.
Didn't you roll an 8 out of 20 for attractiveness for Riley though?
That's true. Yeah, you didn't.
I thought that was like she didn't find me attractive.
I thought that was you didn't find her attractive.
Yeah, I thought it was level of her attractiveness.
Yeah,
you're just that desperate.
All right, so you grab the box. Do you take it to you?
Yeah.
Okay. What are you doing with it?
I want to look for small scribing somewhere.
Alrighty. Give me a perception check or investigation, whichever.
21.
Yep. You see on the bottom again, just like all the others, some small inscriptions, and it says, "You found the last piece. Serenade me with the truth."
Trivial.
Trivior, I want to hear you sing something truthful.
Part of Trigger's key character points, by the way, is that he does everything for them.
Okay.
All we need is for this one box to open, and then we can leave this place, and I can play with James in the sun.
You sing that, and the lock slowly just
What a real performance on how good that was.
and the lock just pops open, and it opens, and you see a note.
Read it.
It is.
Can you read
All right.
Trivior?
What does it say?
I believe I have found my potential murderer. It is definitely Craig.
Craig!
I'm just as bummed out as you.
Not
However,
really.
There was no way he could have orchestrated this by himself, and I have narrowed it down to two people, Daisy and Emily, that could have helped him orchestrate what would only be my death. It was one of them, along with Craig. Once you find the truth, you will be rewarded with the treasure. Thank you for your time. Please don't turn me into a zombie boy when I die. Signed, Lord Gareth Crestwood.
Trivior, did you read that out loud?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Where are they? Where is Emily and Daisy at?
So you guys are all kind of in a semicircle around the middle of the floor, and they are both in the middle of this semicircle, like next to each other, looking at each other like...
I want to get two of my javelins out and like put it to their throat.
Emily's like, look, I don't have any kind of stake in this. I don't know why. I don't know what to say. I don't know what you want me to say. And Daisy looks at you and says, you think that I could do something like this? Oh boy.
How many crit ones are we gonna see tonight, or crit fails?
There's no way.
Okay, wait, guys. Let's look at... I don't know that we have a lot of evidence, so I don't know if we're just supposed to intimidate them to tell us the truth, or if we're supposed to piece this together like a puzzle. What do we have? We have like a list of persons, so we have to pick from Daisy and Emily. And they worked with Craig, but then one of them betrayed Craig. That person and Craig both killed what's-his-butt, and then they ended up just killing him. But what if it was both of them, and they worked together to kill Craig with two separate arrow shots?
Everyone kind of like scoots away from them though, so the half circle has like expanded outward, and now everyone is like looking and like and Frederick's he turns to Daisy and says, hey, Daisy, I how could I trusted you? And Tomas looks at Emily and says, Emily, I only knew you for a week, but you were pretty cool. How could you do this to me?
I want to look at Fred. Fred. Fred.
Yeah.
How long have you known Daisy?
Well, about 10 years.
Is there any reason she would want the money?
Okay, she kept to herself, you know. I mean, I and he's like looking at Daisy like, I guess I never really knew Daisy.
I want to put my hand on his shoulder. I feel like I know you.
And he looks at you. Thanks, brother. Same. And you guys like kind of flex your muscles.
All right, Daisy, Emily. I think the safest way to go is that you should drop your weapon now, right? Both of you.
Emily looks back at you guys and says, if you want my weapon, take it, and throws it to you.
Okay.
And you guys see Daisy bring out her bow. And you kind of see her grip it a little harder. And Daisy says, you know, I thought he was on to me, but I didn't think he'd actually find out. And as quick as you guys can blink, she has 6 arrows on this bow. You know, I really liked you guys when you got here too, but I've heard crazy things about what's in that box, and I just can't let anyone have it. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna kill all of you, and then I'm gonna take what's in that box. Daisy's going to get the first shot off, and she shoots all of the. Oh yeah! Everyone make a Constitution saving throw for me.
No, your.
She shoots these arrows, and you guys see Tomas get struck and foils.
He's dead.
Emily
Tomas.
gets struck. She foils, but she's not dead.
Who
Tomas.
hired these people? Like, why would he hire them?
Fred gets struck.
Not Fred.
He is not dead, but he's down. Like he like they're all down except for you guys.
I tell
basically.
Riley to spare the dying on.
Oh, Riley's deed.
Riley!
Riley's dead?
Riley died. So Riley and
No!
Thomas are dead.
The love of your
and
life.
Emily is critically wounded, and Fred is also critically
Were these
wounded.
poison acid fire arrows?
100%.
Tarnation.
Of disintegrate and
Bombs.
power the kill.
These arrows miss everyone but Treviorn, and Treviorn, you take
Tree tree.
12 poison damage. Rhaegar,
I want to get right up on her grill.
yeah.
Rage out. Bring my great axe, not down, but in an upward slashing motion.
Okay.
Can I use inspiration?
Hey man, if you want, yeah,
Haha!
that's gonna hit.
Haha! +2 because I'm raging. I swipe up, hit her, and then a sick flip motion, grab the axe and bring it down.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so she's currently in the air after being struck by this axe, and going to be struck again. +2, correct for the.
Yes. So 11. And then I let out my beastal roar. Ah!
All right, you roar like a beast.
Yeah.
And up
Very
next is
manly.
Humorous.
Oh, Daisy, you won't go anywhere, and I prepare a spell that I cast it there. The killer spell. The spell is called Slow.
Okay.
So she gets to do a Wisdom saving throw. If she fails, she has speed. Her speed is off. She takes -2 to AC and Dexterity throws, and she can't use reactions. She can only use 1 attack per round, which is what I was aiming for.
You have the spell slow, and you
Yep.
didn't cast it on that chest earlier.
It's a level 3 spell.
What's the save?
15.
She just makes it. She gets bashed out of the way, and her hitting off of the ground, you cast the spell, and you didn't, I guess, take into account her falling back to the ground, and just miss right under it with the spell.
Okay.
Up next is her.
Wait, I want to order Garth to charge her.
Okay, he's going
Payback.
Garth have
Roll
10-foot speed. I don't know.
He's not fast. Actually, it's 20.
Ah.
Do you want to roll that beautiful bean dice footage?
Oh,
for
yeah.
me?
Is it comically slow when we're all standing there?
Please don't make my turn absolutely useless. Is it making it?
Alrighty.
1
so
plus 3.
4 damage.
My turn was not useless. Cool.
You order him, you kind of do a whisper and order him to go over there, because you know by the time that Rhaegar gets done with his attack, he'll make it there and hit her. So he goes over, and as Rhaegar's doing his cool thing, he just goes, "Ugh," and slices her as she's falling down, and she does a little bounce. And
But the cool thing is that Garth is like, they're both on one side of Daisy, so they're like opposite side. They're both flanking her.
yeah, she does a sweet little backflip after she hits the ground and feels that pain from your axe. She's going to jump off the face of Garth with her foot and do a backflip over you, Rhaegar, and sling an arrow into you.
Into me?
Oh yeah. Is a 15 gonna do it?
Yeah, it hits. I can take it. I'm a big boy. How many? Why did you just roll so many dice? You just rolled like 80 dice.
Yeah.
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 That's
I
80
do.
damage as well.
Take 15 damage. Trevior.
Uh, uh,
Oh boy, you gonna stab her with a fork?
Come on,
You
Trivia,
know,
show us
many
something.
options to have.
Yes.
Alright, let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and cast Unseen Servant. Can I place the Unseen Servant as yeah,
And
just where she'd probably trip on him. That's what we're going for.
Oh, okay. Well then, I will put the unseen servant behind. So wait, are you making this like a classic table maneuver where she lands and then just whoop? Okay. Yeah.
yep.
So you place the unseen servant, forming a table with its body behind her. She lands, and like how you see like a little smirk on her face from throwing those arrows into him, and then trips over this unseen servant and lands prone.
80.
You're up next, Blake.
Nice. I'm just gonna go ahead and cast Magic Missile. I rolled a 1, a
Alright,
2, and a
yeah,
1, plus 3.
It hits her and blasts her back into the unseen servant, and she's like, "Oh, gee, what the heck is this?"
Magic.
So back up to the top of the order, Rhaegar. So you see her like awkwardly posed in the like around this weird shape that you can't really see. Which, oh boy, I hope you destroy that unseen servant. Unknowingly.
It only has 1 hit point. Leave her be.
Oh, I only took half damage. I forgot about that. I'm so sorry.
Oh, okay. Then
Well,
just cut 15 in half.
Wasn't
So
it
take
poison
7.
damage?
Take 7. No, it wasn't.
It was 15.
No, the first slew of arrows she used were poison. Nothing else is.
Yeah,
So
I
yeah, just
forgot
take
I had
7.
Totem Spirit. Anyway, I'm gonna do Breath Weapon.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn around and be like, "What did you just fall on?" Ah! And then yell, and my lightning comes out.
Okay. Yep.
I don't know
Well,
if it
Just
says.
has to be at a 14.
Blake, you've done it. I rolled a d20 for the unseen servant for you. He did not succeed.
No.
He is deed. However, he's deed. However, Daisy, not so much. She did pass. So she takes what, half?
Passed away? Oh.
No, I don't think you take.
So that was your first attack?
So she
Yes.
takes 4 damage?
I thought it rounds down.
But I
It's
thought you said
3.
it's plus 2 to 9.
No, only melee. Only
Okay.
melee.
So she takes 7 damage?
3 damage. Because it's
3.
halved, because she succeeded.
And then I'm gonna take my great axe, jump in the air, and bring it down
Whew.
in the facial region.
Okay.
Ooh, could go with fire.
Oh my
Does that
gosh.
hit?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it do. 11. Yeah, you hit her. She kind of does one of these, and get her right in the shoulder.
Yeah.
She yells very loud.
Hmm.
Ah! That's
Ah!
you
That's
yelling with her?
that's my 6 seconds of combat. Is
Up next is Hubris.
Rhaegar is just jumped on top of her and just slashed her in the neck.
Yeah.
I want to add, like, Humis wants to add something even more to that scene.
Okay.
As he comes down, he's gonna like enlarge Rhaegar. He's gonna make it bigger.
Oh my!
He's gonna
Yes!
he's gonna get big.
Oh my goodness. This is Okay.
He's gonna get huge. So I think he for up to 1 minute, the creature grows larger. So I guess he's medium. Now he's large. So he takes up like four squares. I think. I don't know.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, the size. Okay, the target size doubles in all dimensions. Its
Wow.
weight is multiplied by 8. So it's a fat man weighing like a ton and a half.
So from now on, I will deal 1 more D4 damage. I will deal an extra D4 damage while I'm enlarged.
Wow.
It's just for the scenery, just for you being so big that she can't jump over you again.
I am amazing.
Oh man.
I reach down. I want to with my bigger fist. I'll fist bump you.
No, not even. And with my move action, I want to actually climb onto you and like grab on your shoulder.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh
I
my
want to help. I want to help you up there. And now.
Okay,
Yes.
so yeah, you're on his shoulders. Oh boy. Up next is.
Yeah, wait! I got a bonus action.
Oh, okay.
Attack, minion.
Oh my word. So he hobbles over. Slashes. Make that roll for me.
Slashes with a 13. Does that work?
That's gonna do it. With that plus, roll a d6 and add 3.
8 damage.
Alrighty.
The zombie just accidentally falls over and
So
sticks the knife in her.
Daisy's up now. She reels from that attack, and you see her pull her bow around and pull back an arrow, draw an arrow, and you hear her chant something. And will a 21 hit your AC? 21.
Target.
Yeah?
She hits you with this arrow, which you don't really feel anything happen, but you fly back 30 feet, like in an arc from force damage, and you take 7 force damage.
So I hit my head. Is that already halved, or did you already half it?
I did not. So you take 4 or 3. I'm sorry. You take 3 damage, 3 force damage.
I just realized I'm enlarged. I have advantage. So I have double advantage on strength checks.
Oh
right
my
now.
goodness. Humorous, make a dexterity saving throw to see if you can stay on this big boy's back whenever he gets thrown.
You've got this. You've got this.
You guys
Yeah, you just barely hang on as you get those shots flying through the air. And she turns around, and with those same arrows, she aims at Blake and Trevior and draws and fires. But when she does it this time, it pushes her back along with shooting the arrows.
Does that invoke an opportunity attack? I don't know. I don't even think I'm near her. I don't know.
For the zombie?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Well, roll a d20.
The zombie is really responsive. Okay, cool.
Oh. How many crit fails are you gonna get tonight?
You just literally see him looking over, watch her go by and flip back up.
And then he's like, eh.
Blake will a 14 and Trevior will an 11 hit.
Yeah.
You guys each take 6 force damage, and up next is Trevior.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's time to go for it. Well,
Yep.
Well, can I try to run up to the side of her and stab her in the cheek with a fork?
You sure you can try.
Not great, didn't go good.
So you run up to her, you try and stab her with this fork, and she kind of just does one of these, what? Now you're just in front of her with this fork, threatening her. Blake, you're up.
I'm very sorry, I didn't mean to.
Okay, I would like to cast my lightning bolt.
Yes. Now, will that hit Trevior as well?
Unless Trevior is between me and her.
In a straight line currently, yes.
I would just like to move, so I don't know how it is in my head.
Yeah, that's fine.
But yeah, I just
Yep,
want to move to where I'm targeting Daisy.
Okay.
Casting at level 3.
Ow.
So make a dexterity save.
Did not.
She didn't
so
pass?
she takes 25.
Get it, girl.
You hit her with this lightning, and she looks like she felt that. Like now she's just starting to like look. I mean, the axe to the shoulder that hurt, but like now she's looking like she's hurting from all these attacks. But that definitely knocks her back, and she like is pretty much on one knee now. So up next, Rhaegar with your big self. Oh,
Big man, do it.
I believe in you.
Okay, we'll see how this one goes. First, I want to go up to her,
Okay.
hover over her because I'm so big now, and take my great axe, and not with the blade, but since I'm so big, just bash it down on her.
Well, I don't. Did the axe enlarge too? So if anything, it's like you're holding a tiny axe, right?
Everything enlarged.
Because
Oh wow!
I now have plus 1d4 extra damage because of it.
Oh wow! Okay. Yep. Roll that. Roll that. Yep. That's gonna do it. That's gonna hit. Roll the damage. +2 plus a d4, right?
Just 1d4 again.
Oh my gosh. So.
Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry. Did you do 7?
+2 for your rage.
Yep,
+2 for your rage. Yeah.
Yeah, 17 plus 6.
23.
Yeah, you just smashed this down on her, and she like tries to narrowly escape, but it hits her. It hits her hard, and she is looking a lot worse off now. Just very, very bad. She looks up at you and like tries to like get the strength to maybe like draw her weapon against you, but what else are you trying to do?
Rip her arms off. It was gonna be one of her legs and one of her arms, but now she's drawing her bow. I just gonna grab her and just.
Okay. Make me a strength check with
I have
quadruple advantage. Are you kidding me? Okay,
that
roll again.
one.
There's a certain number I'm looking for, which you may have already hit, but I'm not going to say.
15.
I think I only because I have my advantage, and then that's the only 3.
Okay, yeah. Oh my god. You grab her, and you grab her arms, her tiny little fragile arms, and you rip them off. Can you roll me a d20?
Oh, I'm curious what this is for.
This is for damage.
It's just for the amount of blood.
The nightmares you're gonna have.
You rip her arms off, and she
foils.
Is just looking, spritting like just blood.
No. After I rip her arms off, I'm gonna like plug them with my finger. Like so I'm just holding her like this.
So you are now holding her, and she is looking just about dead. But she's not. She's just barely clinging to life.
I'm gonna look to my little buddy on my shoulder and be like, "Take it from here, little buddy."
Blake vomits as a free action.
Yeah, that's rough, man. Okay.
I think it is well deserved that the one she kills her in return.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Nice.
I need you to roll with advantage for me.
Use your inspiration.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Triple.
I'll use inspiration on that beautiful god of a zombie.
Oh my gosh.
That's
you don't even have to roll again. That's gonna hit.
That's 7 damage. So at this moment, there's like a spark of life in Garth the zombie, and like he knows, like Garth knows that he's been avenged.
So yeah, he actually, funny story. He comes up and he stumbles his way up there, and Rhaegar's holding her from bleeding to death, and she's looking up, and Rhaegar, you just see a blade go through her chest, And then from the corner of her her neck, you just see Garth kind of go. And we are out of combat. Daisy is dead. Oh.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, jeez! What on earth? This was
I just want
what
to
a
rip her arms off.
crazy night. So yeah, Daisy is dead.
She foiled.
Oh wow! So yeah, you guys are out of combat, and you hear like a weird revving down noise,
Yeah, you
Almost
think I
like
would
a-
have heard that with Craig
a-
dying, but whatever.
like a kind of like the Death Star whenever they turn the thing.
Magic security
What?
shut off.
Yeah.
What is it?
Oh,
is
okay.
it-
Security system.
While I'm still big, I hurry up and just like grab a piece of floor, pick it up, throw Daisy in it, and put it back.
Okay, what about Garth?
Does this mean that Garth
Oh
Garth wins the treasure?
Oh no!
Garth wins his own prize?
No, I wiggle Garth.
You wiggle him to death?
No, I wiggle him off, wiggle him off of Daisy's body.
Oh no!
And then
I'm
throw-
saying
What are you gonna do with Garth
the
now?
sword was just in Daisy's, but yeah, what about Garth? Garth's just standing there.
Well, I'll ask you. Are you done with Garth?
No!
Garth.
Oh!
Yeah, Garth just
I scoop. I kind of scoop Garth into the hole. Then put the hole, put the dirt back, and just kind of pat it down.
So after you do that, do you shrink back down?
Yeah, I should.
Okay.
Well,
Oh my
first of all, we should help those who are still alive. Whatever Fred and
Yeah. Do you guys want to go over and check them out just to
Yes.
see?
Yeah.
Okay, you go
Stabilize
over and so you thought they were all dead. It looked very much like they were. However, they are all unconscious. You see Reggie run into the door, and
Reggie!
Oh yeah, Reggie.
Forgot you existed.
oh geez, guys, what I miss? Oh geez, what is going on?
Reggie, I
here?
have a question for you.
Yeah.
Are you secretly the most powerful wizard of healing magic of all?
No, but I got a bunch of these potions, and he just pulls out like
Pringles!
6 healing
Yes!
potions.
Get it.
Oh, I want to take my flask back
I want
up.
to drink them all.
Who has my flask? Emily.
Riley had it. I
I
believe.
want to take my flask off of Riley
Okay. Yeah, you
and
did
hand
that.
it straight to Reggie.
Oh, he actually looks at you and goes, you know what, man? Actually, you giving me that booze kind of opened my eyes. I don't think I need that anymore. Thanks,
Oh,
though.
I guess I'll just
Okay.
pour it out.
And he walks over and all right. He walks over and gives everyone a healing potion and takes out the arrows.
This is the
and they all
worst
get up.
life lesson I've ever heard. Take more alcohol, you'll eventually be cured of alcoholism. You hit a peak.
Don't
That's
listen
so
to that show, kids.
Yeah, I think it might have been the fall from me hitting my head when I fell unconscious after drinking that, but I just don't feel like I need it anymore.
Well, good.
By the way.
You're welcome.
And he gets them up, and they're just like barely able to stand. He's like, I'll take these guys down to the old infirmary and see what we can do with them. But yeah, well, thanks for hey, what happened to old Gar's body? I know you kind of turned into a weird
He
zombie.
ran
thing.
away.
All right.
I buried him.
Oh, and then we buried him.
Thanks. That was what? Where's Daisy? And I saw
Well, I buried
Craig
her
was dead
too.
out there. Oh, all right.
I ripped her arms off. It was sweet.
Reggie,
Oh,
Daisy was
it's funny.
evil.
Oh man, not Daisy.
She
was really
Missing
killed-
all the fun.
She killed Craig too, and I was right about Craig. Tell you
Oh
what,
dang man, yeah, Craig, he sucked.
that guy sucked. That's that guy.
He never wanted to get me in my booze, but
Yep.
you know what? I'm past. I'm gonna take these guys in.
Yep.
That chest thing isn't glowing anymore. If you wanna
Yep.
go check that out, I guess it's all. Yeah,
Yep.
you know, do what you feel. I guess. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
He
Get
picks all
out,
them up and
guys. This house is empty. Guys, I'm taking this house. Guys.
Did we get the treasure yet? What's
So
happening?
yeah, you guys go back out, and you were all standing in front of this giant chest on the pedestal.
And it's empty. No.
The true
What do you guys
friendship!
wanna
The prize was friendship all along! I want to open it.
Okay, you open the chest, and you see 4 tokens
Good for one
There.
free massage at Massage Hut.
and a letter above them. And okay, do one of
Can
you
we read
want
it?
to? Yeah, yeah, for sure. Okay,
Everyone
so you
will
open the
read it
letter.
together.
Yeah, you guys open it, and it says,
Can we
"Thank
sing?
you for solving this."
I know
My
it.
final
the final riddle. The whodunit mystery of who killed me. I thought I figured it out, but obviously I did not in time. But I thank you anyway, and these tokens are good for 1 free item at the local Helga's Barnes and Nobles. Um, um,
I can't even
also-
read.
also, for the rest of my wealth and estate, I am giving it over to Reggie.
I destroyed the letter.
Oh, yes.
And now I live here. So.
Oh, okay. Okay,
They
yeah.
got no proof.
Yeah, there's
You
no
burn the
will
letter
now.
up, it comes right back.
Okay. That's fine.
You know where it doesn't come back from? The trash.
That was
Thank you, Cody.
that was my one shot. Oh, thank you guys. That was fun.